maintain your sanity?
It was, I made the comment earlier about like sheer arrogance and being naive. I swear that's what saved me. And I swear it was just kind of like, I was arrogant and naive about the difficulty about it. I was like, oh, we'll be able to do it. Oh, we'll be blah, blah, blah. So I was very casual that it was possible. And I think that mentality helped me not see everything as a roadblock. Just, something to keep going through.
But do you think you can have like one too many of those things?
I mean, I've been close to my breaking points. I've had my moments where I'm like, why am I even doing this? It's different things. Like there's a lot of those moments. It's easy to give up, but I also think, one of my fellow entrepreneurs who gave me this advice was like, the longer you stay in the game, the more likely you're going to be successful. And so sometimes it's not even about running the business well. It's just about being in business, right? And then over time, things will improve, but they just take longer. And so that was kind of one.
Do you think that Zambia can stabilize to that degree? I mean, I know COVID wasn't Zambia's fault.
Yeah.
But, there's always something in Zambia that comes up which makes it difficult for you to carry on. And I know, this is sort of the industry specific. You're heavily reliant on electricity and fiber for mobile data stuff, whatever. So that is very much what you need to run your business to run it successfully. Do you think that those things will stabilize? Do you think prices will come down? It feels like it's always at the top end price wise, like you were saying, the bank charges, the accountancy charges, all of those things, everything kind of adds up. Do you ever think is this really valuable? Is this really worthwhile?
So the way I look at it is, I don't build my business based on what I hope will happen with the infrastructure and politics and whatever. So I'll build around that. So I'll give you two examples: internet and power. For the internet, Elon Musk is launching Starlink as a GPS global internet service. Right? We are all over that. We've bought it. We are waiting for our devices to arrive. We are going forward with that. And if that happens, not everybody can afford it. It's kind of expensive. But as a business, it's a totally sensible business expense to have, right? So for me, my business requires internet. So I don't even have a budget for internet. It's just whenever someone needs data, just read, no questions asked. I don't care if they watched a lot of YouTube. I don't care if they did whatever. If that helps with their mental sanity for getting the work done, as long as the deliverable is done and they ate their data, who cares? Just buy them the data and keep them moving. For electricity, I can't wait for Zesco to figure out their SHIT. I need the business needs to run in the short term, right? And so off grid is something that we've talked about. We have our solar panels, we have our inverters, and those are investments that we made up front. We've spent significant amount of money, on building a resilient and redundant system. We have our own genset, right? That kind of keeps us off grid a little bit. But that's our third level of redundancy. We are still plugged into Zesco, but we also have our inverters and our chargers that kind of power batteries. And so we can go 1 or 2 days without any electricity, without a problem. I'd love that to be a week, and that would really make me feel comfortable. But 1 or 2 days is really good. I don't think a lot of people have that, or you have to spend a ton of money to do that. So it's in terms of do I think things will change? I don't know, and I don't, I can't base my business on that, right? I have to base it on the now, and the now is that those things aren't in place, and so I have to build the business around expectations that those things won't be in place, and this is just how business is done. That doesn't mean I'm not optimistic. It just means I'm very, very objective that my business, in order for it to run, needs these things now. So it can't wait. Now, like from a personal standpoint, like, do I think those things are going to improve? I think the generation of entrepreneurs right now need to solve those problems. I think for we're too overly dependent on government trying to solve those problems as a country. And I think all the time it's, we're always like blaming politicians and blaming blah, blah, blah. And they are to blame, but clearly like they're not solving it. So why continue to just why continue to harp on the politicians and blah, 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 and like complain about it when it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, what am I going to do to solve my problems? And I think that mentality shift is what will propel the changes that we need, not this.